Well, good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing okay. They're installing cameras all over the place at the post office. They have a hallway that's in between. I guess that nobody can access it but the postal inspectors. And they can walk along and peek out these one-way mirrors to see what you're doing. So I guess now with the cameras, they can be lazy and not do that. That's the thing. I'm not really totally against the idea of having cameras in the vehicles. It's expected. However, the problem I have with it is, are they going to archive the footage recorded? That's the problem. Because all kinds of things can happen where you're not a reckless driver and you make a mistake. Like, the seatbelt has a thing in the middle, it's annoying, and it comes undone. If you're in the neighborhoods and you're going under 15 miles per hour, which you're gonna, because you have to stop at each box, so you're not gonna be able to accelerate that fast anyway before the next box. But when you come to an intersection and you're on a main road, you're supposed to reattach the shoulder strap. You could easily just make a mistake and forget to do that, and then go to the next part of the neighborhood. Like a mistake like that. You got away with it, you didn't get caught. Cool. Well, now with archived freaking footage, just, the paranoia of that. You know what I'm saying? That's, yeah. That's, it is what it is. I'm starting to write now my philosophy. I'm writing a lot of my philosophies down, my ideas, my reactions, but I am writing a book on I think I'm going to title it "The Philosophy of Fast and Efficient Delivery." Got my first draft working, so it'll be pretty good, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna, I'll read some of it. It'll be good. Yeah. It's a bunch of new CCAs. I'm fourth from the top. Yeah, I guess there's a contract that states that they have to have an X amount of CCAs. Because there's a lot of job postings on the wall. So you would think that, well, geez, if everybody has a position, that those job postings need to be filled, that would create upward movement. I don't know. My bankruptcy case is going well, the lawyer says. The trustee filed the no asset report. I can say I'm totally over using credit. When I think about the payments that I made, it's about $2,500 a month payments. Just thinking about that, the amount of money if I didn't use credit. I mean, obviously some of it I used for like a living, but just imagine how much money I would have had. It's mind-boggling. So I will never use credit again. Even get another car. I'm not going to do that. The dealership I use is a good dealership. They're trustworthy, and my car's still running well. So that's the reason why I stay with a dealer that I know I can trust. I put the money aside and buy the car outright. Save the money, save the interest. It's annoying getting all this mail now. Because you got these companies that want you to take loans because I guess they get the list, from the bankruptcy or something. Because now all of a sudden they're like, they know that I'm filed and oh, you need a car or whatever. It's like, Jesus, I'm not doing it. And what the heck? I have some money in the bank now, so. And my insurance is renewing, and instead of $750, it's going to be $405. That's good. I have that money. My next tune-up in like 5,000 miles is going to be a major one. I have that money, and I got some other money on the side in the bank, so I'm doing pretty well at not spending. I'm gonna get back on my bicycles, man. I gotta get back on my bike. I love biking. But I'm gonna try to put an emergency reserve. That Ramsey's correct. It's common sense. But put like 3 months worth of bills aside and make sure it's an emergency when you use it. And then have like what you expect for maintenance for your vehicle aside. And then, pay my student loan off. I'm hoping to be able to pay off this car by the end of the year. I'm hoping. Because I owe quite a lot, so I think a year and a half is more realistic. But if I can pay this vehicle off, I had the other vehicle paid off. I'm thinking I might not transfer the title. I don't know. I mean, I did trade it for rent. But it is what it is. I don't know. If I'm going to continue paying the insurance on it, I'm not going to. I don't know. I regret. I don't know if I regret it. I mean, it has made it affordable to live, trading it for rent. That's for sure. The insurance and the phone. It's otherwise, But just transferring it would be good to get it out of my hands. I just get it out of my hands. I just want to simplify the life and get all these strings away from me. That's why I want to also pay off this vehicle. Then it'll be my vehicle. You know what I mean? And I think I'm going to have this vehicle for another 100,000 miles. It doesn't have any problems other than the touch screen, but I can plug in a mouse. I'm not going to spend the $2,000 to have them replace that. That's just insane. If you can plug in a mouse and operate it, why not? The vehicle, my tires at 50%. That's good. 50% for all the miles I've driven so far. That's pretty good. My brakes are good, so be good not to have a loan. And then, after I pay this vehicle off, then I can accelerate the student debt that I have, get that gone. And I think in a matter of 3 years, I can be debt free. Could be debt free. That'll be, and have the emergency fund aside, and then think about retirement. How I don't really want to lose money with a 401k. I kind of want to do a better way of putting money aside in a way that's not going to make me lose it. So I can I can dig the idea of buying gold, because gold's value does go up and down, but it's not kind of like the dollar, right? Because then it's still going to have like silver and gold. Then I can, I can, that's kind of something that I'd rather do that than risk my money in a 401k and lose it all. I don't want to get involved in like real estate investing, but something like that I could put aside as something of value that's not going to go to zero in 20 years. Something like that. Then I can not be homeless when I'm 65. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Things are all right at the job. Still the 10 o'clock start time. It makes the ops or holds such a valued commodity, because a lot of people didn't opt on routes because they didn't care. But because of the 10 o'clock start time, everybody's opting, When you work for 2 years, casing a route, it's part of what you like about the job. And now you can't do it if you don't. And then, losing. Yeah, I averaged like $2,000 a check. And with that 10 o'clock start time, if I'm unlucky and I have to start at 10, now I'm getting like $1,450. So that's a $600 loss per check. That's a lot of money to lose. And that's a lot of money. And then seeing a bunch of new hires, which I'm happy. Hey, you got a job, that's cool. But, I mean, at the same time that your hours are cut, that sucks. I could see where, like, if you really want to become successful, being self-employed and being smart about it. Don't use debt like I did, because a lot of the debt came from me being an e-gig worker and utilizing debt to maintain the vehicles and the gas. I mean, largely in part, driving 110 miles a day for the post office. I mean, I just didn't have the cash to pay for the gas. Being smarter about, credit limit is not a cash limit. It's negative limit. But it's easy to kind of seemingly let it seep in that it's a cash balance when it's not, just because you can use it like a cash balance. It's kind of crazy. But I'm doing mail deliveries on this business section, the towers, and these people, I see the caterers going up to their offices. And that's a nice job to have, working at these capital firms. They get lunch served to them and stuff. That's a good job to have, but I mean, is it really worth taking college debt? Probably not. I've seen these advertisements for like this, for boot camps. That might be worth it for the time and the money, and if they guarantee employment or a refund. Your time investment and your debt investment would be a lot lower, and then being able to get jobs that pay better, that can be, that's probably a better investment than 4 years learning what you can learn. I mean, you can learn what's being taught in college without going to college now. For real, you can. back in the day, without the internet, it would be a lot harder to learn that stuff. But now you can access a lot of these peer-reviewed journals and a lot of this stuff without going to college. So that in itself, you don't necessarily need college to know and learn things. They're like, oh, achieved knowledge isn't intelligence. I can understand that point. They're like, yeah, being quick on your feet and being adaptive. Yeah, I mean, I think that is a stronger version of being intelligent. Being able to be in the moment, problem solve in the moment, and come up with ways. Absolutely, you're going to be a more adaptive human being. But being able to remember information and use it is intelligence. It is. You can't really say it's not. After all, being adaptive, maybe it's the same thing. You're just quicker at accessing the information and utilizing what you've learned. So is it really different than achieved knowledge and using it? Is it really that different? Probably not. You're just quicker at doing that, right? I mean, maybe, yeah, just like maybe some people are better because they can filter out and more organize the information that they have in their head, and then therefore be better. Because maybe a lot of people just don't know how to organize their head too much. Therefore, they're kind of at a loss. So this idea, we just categorize shit in life. And really this idea of like how that's not intelligence and how this is, when it's kind of the same. All you're doing is categorizing things. But that being said, yeah, we live in a credential society, and perhaps a lot of people are on the level of gathering information and they don't know how to use it that well. And they're just gathering information and having a certificate, and because of that they're able to get the good jobs, and they're rigid and they're not flexible and they're not creative, and therefore they kind of suck in the real world. Like I know some people are like, oh yeah, when you cook you gotta go buy a recipe. You don't have to go buy a recipe. You can make your own recipe. Just know how to cook your food safely, and then therefore create your own dish. Some people are just like that, where they freaking have to follow the convention of what they're told. I mean, that's just where some people are at, But is there really any original idea that's truly original? You can definitely think of something yourself, and somebody else has thought it too. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's... So, I don't know. Part of what makes our species get better is shared information. Being able to evolve based on what we learn. Influencing each other positive ways, and we do it in negative ways. YouTube definitely has a lot of negative, but has a lot of positive. I don't know the guy's name, but there's some real positive stuff that guy says. There's some good insights, like the love that we seek is what the love that we think we deserve. That's a freaking... It's short, and that's why shorts are good, because you wouldn't probably tune in if it was like a 2-hour, like a Rogan episode. But it's a short, and it's only like 30 seconds. It forces people to be compact, and you'll spend the 30 seconds, not the 2 hours. So yeah, it's a good idea. Little quotes, like another one is like where all these little kids, we're all like tested throughout their lives, and they were all like tested to be genius capable, and then how throughout life it went down. And it goes to show that the social forces and your expectations that are also handed to you are what often limits you. That's an interesting thing. It's like, yeah, you might not be Einstein, but you might not be as dumb as what people think you are. So therefore, be yourself and try to achieve what you want to do rather than what you think other people. You know what I mean? It's freaking good. You know what I mean? That's really, when they've done a study like that, and I've seen that, when I was a kid. They had the group that's going to go to tech and the group that's going to go to college. And this was back in like second grade. They've already kind of like figured out who's college material and who's trade school material. And just imagine that. It's like, dude, a lot of those people, you don't know if they're not going to be able to go to college. The teachers are saying that because of this or whatever at this time, they're making this guesstimation that you're not college material. And now because of the stigma of being a tech school person, you're going to go to tech, That's a prime example of what I've observed, going to school. And I think that's why, I really, I was intrigued reading about how back in the time and how school is about conformity. Definitely. It's not really the smart kids necessarily that got chosen because they're smart, but because they're conforming to the authority. And that's the reason why the teacher likes them and praises them for being more smart, is because they're just obedient and kiss-ass tattletales, So yeah, that's what really a lot of school is teaching you how to behave and conform to convention, right? So, yeah, they're not really trying to teach you to be creative with your intelligence. Yeah, that's a lot of this stuff's interesting to me because a lot of it I've seen. I definitely, even in grammar school, I was thinking of wow, you're being told that you're going here and going there, that you're not good enough to go to college. And back in the 80s though, if you had a degree, you did make more money. So now with so many people having degrees, it does water it down. So it's different. It's different. So, life's life, man. I guess that's just really follow your own goals. Try to achieve your goals. Do the best you can. Honest effort, right? So, other than that, I will catch you guys later. And I will be doing some Uber probably on Tuesday. And hopefully it comes back on, because the last few times I've signed on, it's definitely, there's been nothing. Too many people doing it. I think it's saturated. Yeah, sadly, because of the saturation in the miles, I don't think I could be surviving doing it like I used to. I don't think I'd be making the money. It's just too many people doing it. So, I'll catch you later.